when we came on board, we had the ICAO audit, and they gave us their own they gave us their own marks, and we met a lot of issues when we came on board. We tried to fix a lot of them by providing some of the amenities like the CCTV cameras. We upgraded them, and like presently now we are trying to do the access control, whereby every individual that is coming to the airport will be properly checked, because we'll find out that we'll have a lot of concessionaires and we'll have a lot of security people who are not supposed to be at the airport that come in and out. So by that we'll put the access control in place. I think it will help us a great lot, and we had a lot of gaps during the ICAO audits, so we're trying to fix up those gaps.
All right. What do you have to say about the airport security and perimeter fencing, which has been an issue for years?
Well, if you talk about the perimeter fencing, is an issue. It's an issue in the sense that, first of all, when we came on board, we have a lot of encroachments in the perimeter areas because it's a vast land. And because of that, we have been trying to put in place, with the little resources we have, mostly on patrol measures. We have patrols at night, we have observation posts which are being manned by the AFSEC personnel. Then we have joint patrols with the military, the Air Force, and the AFSEC personnel there. And I think because of the perimeter area too, we just recently launched the arm units of the AFSEC. But most of the issues we have has to do with the fencing. Because when we came on board, we discovered that a lot of the fencing were being destroyed by the neighboring communities. I will tell you that it's a big challenge, because every day we get as many as 20 to 30 intruders every night. And the problem we are having is our court system. Because we hand them over to the police, before you know, they are being released. So we're dealing with, we're having the legal department of FAAN is collaborating with the Chief Justice of the state so that we can get a mobile court, whereby these things will be handled swiftly.
Is there a timeline to ensure that the perimeter fencing is completed?
I can't give you a definite date, because if you talk about the perimeter fencing in the whole airports in the country, mostly the 22 airports that have the federal government airports, is a huge loss. It is a huge lot because it needs a lot of money. So we cannot actually say when, but we are also trying our best to make sure we curb the situation.
All right. Talking security, the accusation that some private jets are being used for money laundering. How are you monitoring the activities of some of these private jet owners and all?
Yeah, recently the minister launched a task force who are currently investigating the private jet owners. Yeah, when you talk about money laundering, it's a different ball game, because when you talk about private jet owners, so money laundering is all aspect of fraud that is being happening every day. But when you talk about the private jet owners, yes, we had a meeting with the NSA, which gave us some guidance and gave us some instructions and gave us some orders that we are following through the minister and the MD. But we are monitoring them with the task force in place and with the access, because presently now we are posting what we want to do. First of all now is to make sure all the private jet owners adhere strictly to the rules of FAAN, of the Aviation, whereby everybody that is coming, chartering their planes or coming through their hangars will be properly screened by the AFSEC personnel. So that is being worked out and that is being put in place.
So particular on that, sir, is there any mechanism put in place to ensure that this thing that happens in the airport, that some VIPs get some privileges? You know, it's not all some of these private jet owners that some of them have a lot of tons of securities around them, details and all of that. Is there a rule that they're subjected to ensure that not just their money laundering now?
No, I think when you talk about the VIPs, like presently with the MD, we are trying to launch what they call the fast track. But whether you like it or not, VIPs are VIPs. So we are trying to launch a fast track. But the fast track system is not going to be just only for the VIPs. Anybody that is interested, there will be an app. Anybody that is interested will come in. If you want to be attended swiftly, seamlessly, because it happens all over the world. Even in America, in Chicago airport, they have a fast track system. But like if I go back to what you are saying, there's nobody that is giving preferential treatments in the airport. Even my minister subjects himself to search. My MD subjects himself to search. I subject myself to search. So there's nobody that is giving a you will be screened, you will pass through the screening machines or the body detector machine. You must adhere to the rules when you come to the airport.
All right, let's talk about technology. Of course, this increasing trend in Nigeria now. How prepared do you think we are as a nation to evolve into this trend and key into some of this things to make sure work is easier?
Yeah, like in my own department, when I came in on board, I'm introducing a database system, because like in AFSEC is a professional body in which that the staffs of AFSEC undergo screener certificates, they undergo instructor's course by the ICAO standard. So what we are putting in place is that we are preparing an algorithm whereby that everybody will be put in a database. And with a flick of the button, you know those who have done their courses, those who are certified, the time they are supposed to go on certification, the time their certificate is expiring, and all those are being worked out. And like I said, we're in the jet world. So the way it is evolving, we're evolving with it.
Let's go back to security. Story that I have to.
I understand. I understand.
There's this thing that happens in the airport most of the time. You mentioned briefly the aspect where you have to, arrest. Some arrests are made, and then before you know it, the police is there and all of that. There's always a situation where duties overlap. Sometimes some security agencies, it seems not to work hand in hand in some of our facilities, not just in Lagos, in Abuja, and some other.
No, I think there's a miss up there. Everybody that comes to the airport have their own laid down rules. They have the reason why they are in the airport. The custom are there to create revenue, to make sure that goods that are not supposed to come in they come in. Goods that are supposed to be taxed are taxed, or goods that have to be that are not duty free, the duties are paid. The immigrations are there, they know their own duties. So like I told them the last time, there's no conflict. The problem is once you know why you are there and once you know your own responsibility, you follow it to the letter. I've made sure I've made it mandatory to all the agencies, security agencies that are coming. I think this DFT, we're going to have a seminar maybe in September where all of them will come, all the security agencies will come together, we'll all brainstorm, and everybody will know his or her roles and his or her duty in the airport. So there's no way it's going to overlap.
Specifically, let's talk about artificial intelligence. I don't know if you are aware.
Yeah.
That in some parts of the world, AI is being used, especially to monitor, to check, to see whether things are being done properly. Are you looking at that? Are you planning to engage later in the future?
It's not. I don't think it's later in the future. It's just like I said, my MD and the honorable ministers, we are looking into books. We are looking into some companies who have made propositions to what you are saying, and that's why we said we are going to do the access control. And the access control will work with the AI system, in whereby when somebody is coming into the airport, there's a way the camera can be affixed to you. If you have any weapons with you, if you have any dangerous substance with anything that is with you, the AI will detect it and immediately send a signal to the command center. So we're also working on that. We're going to deploy the AI method when we have the access control on board.
Yeah. Finally, from me, an airport authority person sometimes said that. I don't know, maybe someone from the, I don't know if it's immigration, was saying that there's need to also have this court system domiciled in the airport, so that those people who commit crime can be tried immediately. And do you see to it that the court system should also have? I think it was talking about total customer record or something.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it earlier that we're working with the legal department, is working with the Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice of the state, whereby, because we just also launched these illegal activity, anti-terror, anti-touting. We just launched an anti-touting squad, and so we are working with the Attorney General of the State and Commissioner of Justice to give us a mobile court, whereby they will be summarily tried and sentenced. Because, like as I said, most of them, like those ones that come in the night, they come through the perimeter fencing. I think maybe because I can't really say when they are being arrested and handed over to the police, we don't know the outcome of the cases. We don't know what is being done. But at times, in most cases, we'll still find out the people are still back. So that's why we are working with the Commissioner of Justice of the state so that we get a mobile court. And I think they have approved the one of Abuja, is the one of Lagos we are waiting for, so that we don't have the court system in a domicile in the airport.
Yeah, for me, I think I have just one question for you, two cases. First is that recently we saw what I want to call a surge in the trafficking of drugs, especially as it has to do with inbound passengers excreting drugs and being caught and all of that. I want to ask, is there something being done differently that is making these people being brought to book at this time? And also, secondly, security as it has to do with grounding of jets. I think this issue is of many faces. There is a group of private jet owners who are yet to complete their certification, and I think a month or 2 months ago, one of the jets that is said to be owned by one of the banks were grounded here by the Nigerian Customs Service. Has any of such thing happened again in recent time?
No,
You answer him.
Yeah,
I
know. I think one of the one that happened recently I will talk about is the ARIC. But that one had a court order. Our own duty was just to enforce the court order. They brought a court order that the ARIC is having something to do with the bank, and they were allowed them to go and put the court order. They affixed it on the plane, and the plane was not allowed to move. But when you talk about the illicit drugs, that one is the job of the NDLA. But our own is to, if we find them, hand them over to the NDLA. What they do with them, we don't know. That is their own prerogative to deal with later on. But when you talk about illicit drugs coming to the airport, this is Nigeria. Everybody wants the fast track, so people are into it. But the NDLA tried as much as possible, and we, with our assistance, try as much as possible to make sure they don't pass through our airports.
Yes, sir. From me, yes, sir. From me, our prepare is, let me say, FAAN, in collaboration with NCA and other agencies in the industry for the audit of that coming up.
No, like as I said, the last audit, there were gaps. There were gaps that we need to cover. And those are the gaps we are working in. But for now, we don't know when the next audit is coming in. But we do know that maybe by the tail end of the year, around December, they might come to see whether all those gaps that were being highlighted in the report are being covered up. So we're putting those gaps, we're covering up those gaps, and we're making sure that they are being attended to.
So finally for me, the current management has been in office for about 8 months plus, and many things have been achieved that will probably be covered by this interview. Are there some of them that you want to mention as it concerns security? What are the new innovations that you have put in place since you got into office?
Like when we came on board, like presently, like if you want to talk about AFSEC, like when I came on board, I was shocked that AFSEC has been in existence for over 10 years, but they were not gazetted, their uniform was not gazetted. But we have done that. We have written to the MD and we're pursuing for their uniform to be gazetted. And we're doing a lot of, most of the courses, the AFSEC personnel were not being trained. You see some people 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, some people have been in AFSEC for over 20 years, they've not gone on the course. So with the assistance of the MD and the minister, they released funds. Even presently as we're talking now, we have Ghanaians, Sierra Leoneans, who are attending course in our ASTC, which is the Aviation Security Training Center, because we happen to be one of the security outfits, or one of the country that was being certified by CAIO. I think there are 36 countries that have ASTC. So presently now, Sierra Leoneans, Gambians, they're in our training center. So we've opened the door for them, for all the African and the West African coast to come in to have a feel of what we know, and they have been trained. So we've achieved a lot. When we came, the second runway was closed for over 9 months, over a year. And we tried our best, the MD, the minister, the director of airports operation, the director of engineering, they all put heads together and it was open. So we have achieved quite a lot, and we're a lot. I assure you, between now and December, you'll see a new face of aviation and the airport.